I'm Sarah Rosso, and I am the Executive Director of the Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation, which is an LGBTQ and HIV nonprofit in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I am somebody who is a mental health advocate and ally, and I'm somebody who myself has experienced my own personal struggle when I was a young person with suicide. And so this is a really important topic for me. So my connection to NAMI stems from wanting to have all of our community partners and organizations have LGBTQ cultural competency training, because we need more of our community partners together understanding the experiences of LGBTQ folks. And we also know that mental health is a primary concern for our youth population. We know that LGBTQ young people are much more likely to think about suicide, to have suicidal ideation, to attempt suicide. And when we split out sexual orientation from gender identity, we know that our trans youth and our non-binary youth are much more likely to attempt and to have negative mental health outcomes. And a lot of that stems from bias and prejudice and stigma that exists in the world, right? We internalize and we receive these messages that there's something wrong or bad or different about who we are. And for some young people, that can be a lot to manage. We live and exist in a time where we are experiencing heightened racism, heightened transphobia, heightened homophobia, heightened biphobia. And so we need to understand that if we're thinking about our culture and how that impacts our mental health, we have to be aware of how this bias and this prejudice and this stigma really negatively impacts LGBTQ folks, right? That internalization of those messages really impacts overall well-being. And that's something that's so simple that we can change, right? If we're able to affirm folks and love them for exactly who they are, we're able to make a huge difference in the overall well-being of folks. As a community, there's so much that we can do to reduce the overall impact of suicide on our LGBTQ young people. And so we know that trans and non-binary youth, for example, only have a small handful of people who use the name and pronoun that they are requesting to use. And so if we can get people just to do a simple thing, like use name and pronoun, then we can reduce the rate of suicide. And so we need parents, we need caregivers, we need providers, we need organizations like NAMI who are out there making sure that the mental health of LGBTQ youth and all ages really are protected.